The garlic I did about 2 or 3 weeks ago when I pulled it. It's dried off nicely, so that should be cured, and we'll start to hang that in the pantry, darkish, coolish place. And that should store for quite a while. I've just done our first sort of pick of tomatoes. Somebody's joining me. Ah, hello. Thought I'd heard something. You two okay? Ah, all three of you. It's a very, very crowded greenhouse. What are we doing? You're making it quite awkward for me to get on with things, aren't you? Hey? Yeah, anyway, as I was saying, basically, yeah, that's the first proper pick of tomatoes, ripe tomatoes. We've had 1 or 2, which we've just taken, but yeah, that's the start of those. The cucumbers, that's the cucumbers from here. I don't know what variety they are. We've got some green ones and we've got some yellowish ones. Benji, trust you two are the one that won't come out. What have you found? I think it's just ants. I don't think there's anything else there. Maybe. No? Come on. Right. Every job takes twice as long. This border continues to be stunning. Really, really pleased with that. And these are cool. Look at that one. So how's the tools that? I'm just under 6 foot and I'm here 7, 8, 9, maybe 10. That is impressive from one little seed. Rebecca is doing brilliantly again. Do really well in this pot. And these will last until certainly October, if not later. And those are doing well. We bought this the other day at a yard sale trail locally to us. So it cost me 15 quid. I think that's a bit of a bargain. Milk marketing board, it says. And the only problem with it is it's gone through at the bottom, but we're not going to put anything in it anyway. So yeah, looks good. And then we got this one, which is very arts and crafts. I don't know how old it is, but it certainly looks old. And again, it's gone through a bit, but we cleared some wood for somebody, and they gave it us free. So again, bargain. So 15 quid for those two. If you'd gone to a salvage yard or an antique centre or something, you'd have paid quite a lot. So that's good. Cucumbers still doing okay, but there's not been any cucumbers on there for the last few days. They're all only very, very small still. So we've had about 10 off there about a week ago, but nothing since. And a lot of the outdoor tomatoes still need to redden up, but they're doing well. We will not be short of tomatoes for the next 3 months. Everything else is looking good. So potentially exciting day today. We're going to go and look at a van. So we used to have a van. We used to have a really, really nice van about 5-6 years ago, but around COVID time we got rid of it. And yeah, so we've been sort of thinking about getting one. It would really come in handy for the business. It would come in handy for plants and wood and all sorts of stuff that we use in the garden, compost, etc. But yeah, we're going to go and see that at 11, and if it's any good, hopefully have a van next week. No, I was going to say new van. It's not brand new. It's about 4 years old, but it looks pretty good, the one that we're going to see today. These beans are doing well. Better than last year, but not as good as when I was down in Devon. We used to get thousands of them. So for some reason, not growing in this patch as good as I've done in the past, but certainly we're going to have a few meals from this. Not grown these purple French beans before, quite thin, but tasty. We shall be having some of those this evening with, of course, courgettes, which we've had virtually every day for about 2 weeks. And all our potatoes are ready now, so I'm not going to pull them, I'm going to leave them in the ground. Just pick 1 or 2 plants every time that we need some potatoes. But we had some new potatoes with butter and mint the other day, and that was really, really nice. So yeah, everything's really coming together now, and getting some decent harvests. Done all right with the raspberries, but they have been fairly small, which is a bit disappointing. Don't know why. Maybe not watering it as much as I should, but that's difficult at the moment because we've gone into a hosepipe ban from, I think it was last Monday. So that is not causing so many problems around the taps, around the kitchen garden. But in the, what we call the woodland planting garden border, it's a struggle to get enough water to these sort of things here. This doesn't look its best in the summer, it's more of a spring one at the moment, but yeah, things are struggling a little bit in there through lack of water. And then of course the main bed, that's the furthest away from a tap, so carrying 2 big heavy watering cans there and literally watering 2 or 3 plants is bloody hard work in a hosepipe ban. So yeah, a bit annoying, but it is what it is. Perhaps if they built more reservoirs rather than give bloody shareholders money, we might have a better water system with more capacity. A little bit of politics there. This fella's looking a bit sad now. Looked absolutely stunning for a couple of weeks, but it's just produced 1 flower head, which looked great, but what do? Do I cut that off? I don't see there being any more chance of any more flowers on it, so I think I'll leave it on, let it dry out for the birds. They've obviously been taking some already of the seeds, so yeah, I think we'll leave it. It still looks all right, but I was hoping for more than 1 flower off that one. It is just obviously it was just a dwarf sunflower against something like this. Now that has got a few flowers coming, but the only sort of negative is the fact that this one's decided to face this way, where we don't really see it very often. God knows why it's facing that way. It is literally facing that. So I can't really see that it's reaching for the sun. That is north, and they're supposed to flower towards the east, which would be more that way. But anyway, a confused sunflower, or certainly confusing us anyway. So this is now the lettuce that we're taking from this one, that one, and that one. I'm gonna pull this iceberg. It's just starting to get, maybe do one more harvest of it, and be a bit careful with what we actually take. But that's I'm going to take all that up, in the next few days. I did do some succession sowing. Eddie's eating cardboard, because I cut some cardboard earlier for a packet, and he's been grazing on cardboard. He will eat anything, literally anything. Yeah, I did some succession sowing of lettuce, straight direct into these. And I swear I put a nice, you know, I did the seeds everywhere. I spread them carefully, and yet they've all gone to there. And I haven't washed them through to that side. I've watered evenly. And they're just growing there at the minute. That one's better. Just thin out down here. And that should be okay, as is that one. But yeah, weird, that other one. This one looks all right as well. It's a bit behind, but it's a nice mix. And nothing from that one for some reason. Weird. We shall see. Anyway, that should sort us out for salad leaves for maybe a month's time, 6 weeks time, after these are finished. And I did do some more iceberg in here around these butternut squashes, and they're just starting to come up as well. So hopefully that'll sort that out. So I changed the protection on the pond this year, so the deeper part there is now protected, but I've opened up this section, and the difference in wildlife and the birds and everything is brilliant. We've had so many more birds taking drinks, being able to take drinks from here. And like this morning, there was wrens, and there was great tits and blue tits and a woodpecker and pigeons and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, that's been a really good move for wildlife. And as I say, the fish are still protected from herons and things, because they just go there if there's anything around. So yeah, all good. This rose is doing really well again. We've kind of we've cut back, but we've also let in this go a little bit. The same with the planter at the front, because this is all going to be taken up and worked on after September. So I'm going to trim this side of the hedge soon and get my own sort of rabbit proofing all the way along there. I'll do that. And then the guy who's doing all the fencing for us this autumn and winter will come and section off this area, put a nice fence and gate up, and then all of this becomes garden that we can actually garden without too much fear about rabbits. This is the temporary sort of staging post for all of our stuff that's going to the antique centres. We've got our existing 2 booths, but I took on a new one yesterday. It's very close to where Kirsten's is, and we've got another sort of 4 sections. When I say 4 sections, it's 4 sort of shelving units. One sort of double that size, one about that size, and then a couple of small ones. So yeah, we need quite a bit more stock. Well, we needed the space for the stock that we've got at the moment. But yeah, it's made my garage now is very much more for carrying our vintage and antique stock, rather than beforehand when I was concentrating more on the military stuff. The military stuff is getting down now. There were 4 big boxes. Hello. There was 4 big boxes of military stuff, and that's all gone. I've just got some heavy duty cardboard there cut down, ready for pictures and prints. And we've still got the remaining boots left, and they're all listed. A few trainers left, some more boots. There's some gaiters in there that aren't listed, and some more trainers down there. There's some Christmas, well, we're calling it winter stock, as in we're putting away a certain percentage of what we're buying at car boots at the moment. But he let you in. What have you got on your eye? Is that cardboard, isn't it? It is. You all right? Go on and you get in. Is that better? Yeah, comfy? And he's giving Mickey Mouse a bit of love. And are you all right, Jen? You gonna have a drink? No? You okay? You all right? Yeah. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, that's how it's looking at the moment. Some good stuff in here. These are cool. And lots of sort of mid-century sort of twisted bamboo. And that cool easel that I picked up the other day. So I've continued to work along the bottom of this hedge, and the idea behind this is it was inaccessible for the dogs. So it is all rabbit proofed behind there, but the rabbits are still getting in. But then they had total freedom to do what they wanted behind there because the dogs couldn't get in, and now they can. So I'll have to walk around it because I can't quite fit through there like the dogs can. But as you can see, under there now, I've tidied it all up, got rid of a lot of dead, a lot of weeds, things that we don't want in the hedge. Hedge is still looking good and strong, but the boys in particular can get to the edges now. So if anything does get through, these will scare it off, hopefully. We're trying to find the breach. We're trying to find where the rabbits are actually getting in, and we were going to tighten that up, but we haven't found it yet. But it's still ongoing. I've still got certain stuff that I still want to get out even more. And the more that I can get out, like this, for instance, then I can reach to the actual rabbit proofing and see if there's any tunnels underneath or any gaps. Haven't found any yet, but somehow they're getting in. Once I've done this properly, finished off like bits like this, I'll then go around the other side and start investigating from there as well. Should we go through here? Are you coming, Benj? Ah, you don't need to anymore because you can get through there, can't you? So again, all the way down here now, dogs have got access to do their job and to keep the rabbits out. Right, I'll go and do some work in the lounge. I've got some things to list, some books and things. And then in about an hour's time, we're off to go and see the van. I'll try and take a video of the van to show you if it's any good, of course. If it's no good, I won't. But we've got one in particular that we like the look of. But then there's another one as a sort of backup as well. So we'll see how they go. So this is it. Very, very clean. Kirsten said I'm not allowed to show the reg, but we always show the reg of the car anyway, don't we? So, yeah. We've just bought this, and we pick it up on Monday, all being well. And now, I'm going to buy loads and loads of stock for it. So Saturday evening, got up early this morning, went to a car boot, got loads of stock. Most of it is in Kirsten's office, but this is the stuff that I need to process. I think that is cool. Love that. Beautiful frame. Some good stuff. You might have seen this on Kirsten's latest video anyway. They're nice as well. But not as nice as this. Hello, darling. And then in here, more stuff for me to deal with. Seems to be getting a lot of this sort of mid-century modern bamboo rattan sort of stuff. Sold a fair bit of it, but yeah, we need to, because I am picking it up on a regular basis. But I like it, and it fits well into the conservatory when we do have it. So yeah, some nice stuff again to sort of clean up. It doesn't look it here, but this is absolutely filthy. See the cobwebs, and inside, yeah, really dirty, but we'll clean up beautifully and put that on Marketplace or take it to the booth. But yeah, that was the stuff that I'm going to work on this week. We've decided we're going to have a day off from going to car boots tomorrow, which is Sunday, because we are knackered. We've been working really hard.